5-minute trap. 5-minute trap.
Pandas, 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 and bras and Atlanta, twist and dope need and pandas. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you guys are here. Good morning, guys. Hope you had an amazing weekend. We just finished the pre-market show. Always have a great time there. Hopefully one day you guys can join us there. Day trading like a predator. Good morning, Adashi. Good morning. Wayne Bignell, good morning. F Zan, good morning. Kevin Mack, good morning. If you're just joining the stream, make sure you drop a GM in the chat. Fill out that poll. Let me know what kind of day you think it might be today. Love to have some engagement with the audience here. I try my best to answer as many questions as possible. But if you're a panda, I will definitely give you priority. You know, if I see a green name on the chat, I make sure I read all of them. And if there's a question, I'll respond, or if something, or not even a question, or even a comment worth responding to, I'll respond. I mean, what do we have here now? What do we have here now? La da da. Good morning, guys. Mike Thompson, good morning. CJ, good morning. Daniel, good morning. Kevin Horvat, good morning. You see the strong push down coming off of the previous day's close, Friday's close. Very strong push down, you know, that usually acts as a resistance, and we had this trading range, and it comes to the top, back to the bottom, breaks through it, and now we're having a first entry beneath the 20 EMA on a strong downtrend, and this could be an actual breakdown. It could be actual breakdown, it may not be, but you know, that's where things get a little confusing. Typically look for a new low, so you're looking for one more push down, but the problem is that even with something like this, with a strong breakdown, you know, you're thinking strong downtrend, you want to just be aware that this is where probabilities come. You know, like, is this a failed breakdown? Is it going to come back up? And this is why not every trade, never you have a 100% trade. The question now is, are we in a trading range still? You know, after all of this, and this is a failed breakdown? Or is this a true breakdown, and are we going to have a downtrend? That is the question. From what it looks like a pretty strong downtrend just for how many bear bars there were, how strong this move was. The fact that our trading range indicator also broke, right? We have a trading range indicator here that broke, and according to the price action, that move was strong enough to come out of this trading range and basically stop this trading range. Will I take a second entry short here? Sure. I mean, it looks nice, and if you feel confident that this is this is a beginning of a downtrend, this is the first leg of the downtrend, then this could be a nice trade here. TGIM, thank God it's Monday. Let's go, baby. Good morning, guys. SW Blades, good morning. Bo Palm, good morning. Carl Herman, good morning. Also, don't forget that there is news at 10 o'clock today. 10 a.m. Eastern time, and that means things might get a little crazy during stream. It's the ISM numbers. Wait. Is it ISM? It's some PMI number. Yes, ISM manufacturing PMI. This week there's a couple news items. Tomorrow 10 o'clock Jolt's job openings, and then after that on Wednesday you have ISM services PMI. So today is ISM manufacturing, Wednesday is ISM services. And it's so basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and also Friday we have news. Friday at 8:30 a.m. you have the unemployment rate, which could really, you know, choose a direction of the market. Especially if so much of this news about changing the definition of a recession from, you know, basically not using the traditional definition of two negative GDPs in a row, because they said there's a lot of job openings, and there's a lot of job openings that's not typical of recession. And so there's a lot of job openings, then that's something that they're using as like one of the measurements of saying, no, this is actually going against many years of the traditional definition of GDP. It must be a strong enough force, and if we have unemployment numbers being high, then perhaps that might speak into that. I don't know. What do I know? I'm not an economist. But we'll see. Maybe it'll have a strong effect on it. I'm just gonna trade a price action. Whatever happens. Right now, I just see a downtrend, and I'm waiting for a two-leggy here to go down, to go short. The only problem is it's very close to the market open, and so it might do some chop here, and it might cause some confusion. So I don't want to be in trade during open. So I don't know. I might have to skip if it does form. 10,000 tick chart. Let's take a look at this. Big push down. Looks like it wants another leg down, and typically this next leg breaks the previous leg. So usually at two pushes down on the strong down, especially a strong move like this, you're expecting some follow through. 5-minute chart. Is this a real trap? Trap does trigger on the 5-minute chart. Wow. Daily chart. Don't know what this little line is, but the daily chart here. Interesting. Could be first break of this trend. We could look for a new low. We have two legs up now, so everything's kind of done in terms of the price action here. We can go a little higher, maybe to this pivot high, which seems like a place where it wants to go. But if we're still making lower highs and lower lows, then we might not even reach this pivot high. Depends on today. And typically you'll look for a setup that looks like this. Failed second entry long in this area, looking for a new low, and maybe then it can reverse. But we're in a strong downtrend, and we have a first break of that trend. Interesting. I don't know. It's hard to say what's going to happen here. We can have a strong bull trend day today. In terms of what kind of day we might have, I'm just unsure. Very confusing. Right now it looks like a bear trend, but who knows? We might get a two-leggy here. You see how the trading range indicator marks our trading range? It marks it way over here, and then guess where it comes back up? Comes back up to test the top of the trading range, marked by the trading range indicator. We missed the bottom here. I still think we need to come back to the bottom. I still think this two-leggy is good. I just think it's going to trigger too close to market open, and so it might be a little hard for me to enter, but we shall see. Good morning, guys. Santosh, good morning. Bull Palm, Odie, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Hope everyone had an amazing weekend. Let me know in the chat if you guys did anything interesting over the weekend, or typical what you do over the weekend to take your mind off trading and reset that mental capital. I'm not sure if you guys saw my post over the weekend, but I got access to this thing called Dolly. It's pretty cool. It gives you the ability to make, so it's basically an AI that generates art, and it generates art through prompts. And so if you give it a prompt, like natural language prompt, as if you're speaking to it, then it will try to create a picture based on what you ask it to make. And it's pretty cool. I think I want to experiment. I think it's fun. I think it's, just at least when I tried it, it was pretty fun. But just really curious to see, it's amazing the art that this AI generator can make. I might bring it up during stream if this ends up being slow price action and gets a little choppy. And then you guys can suggest some art to put. But go to the post, put in the comments on what you guys would like to see the Dolly generate. Terrible signal bar, but it's a two-leggy here. That's a really bad signal bar, right? Strong bull bar ending on its high, and that's like the last. That's like the worst kind of signal bar you want to enter.
5-minute trap.
The context is decent, right? Beneath the 20 MA, close to it, basically triggering off of it. But I just don't like that signal bar, so I'm gonna have to skip that one. Just because who knows what can happen? It can come back up, reverse. Basically, on a smaller time frame, this is a trading range. And if that's a trading range, then you're basically trying to short at the bottom of it. This is why we want a good signal bar, because even on the smaller time frames, right, you won't be in a trading range. If this bar is strong, maybe I might be more enticed. Welcome, Frank Angelo. Unfortunately, your internet's out, but good thing it's back up. Turtle Toes, good morning. Speedy Boy, good morning. Max Rock, yes. What time frame are you on? Top left of the corner of the screen, you can see exactly what time frame I'm using. If this is a strong bear bar, I might be enticed, but again, so close to market open. I'm just going to skip it because the volatility can just stop you out and then finally go its way, and that's just super frustrating. Drop a GM in the chat if you're just joining. Welcome, welcome. A lot of you guys are here probably because you guys know what the two-legged pullback is, and you want to see it scalped live, and that's what we try to do here every single day. Good morning, guys. Patrick, good morning. Liam, good morning. It's just unfortunate if this does make a nice scalp, just because the signal bar was so bad. It's not something I was interested in. Plus, so close to market open. But the last 3 days last week was quite crazy, just straight upwards movement. And but the thing is, like, when you look at the smaller time frame, it's just grinding up, choppy all the way up, super frustrating. That means it's hard to get in, even though you know it's an uptrend. It's just hard to find a setup. Market's about to open in 1 minute. Don Robo says, good morning from Australia, 11:30 p.m. there. Wow. Thanks for joining the stream, even this late. It's kind of nice though, maybe, because it's kind of like when all things are done, you can just enjoy the stream and even trade if you're into that. Market
5-minute
Market
trap.
just opened. Ooh, second entry short, lower high, second entry short. It's going crazy. It's kind of going crazy. Give me that short. Give me a decent signal bar. I'll go short here. The signal bar's not that good, but the risk is not bad. Terrible signal bar. I want to go short here, but that's a terrible signal bar. Maybe this will enter. This one might give me a good signal bar here. Did not copy my trades. Ooh, inside bar. Signal bar is not the best. It's above the 20 MA. But the risk is small, right? It's less than 3 points. Second entry short. Ooh, stops you out if you enter that trade. Entering this trade now with a L4 setup. Interesting going short here. Do not copy my trades. L4 setup off the 20 MA. Strong downtrend, still looking for new low. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy, easy money. Let's get that bamboo. Let's go, baby. Quick $100 across multiple accounts. I'll take it. I'll take it. Lower high setup. Am I interested in aggressively going short here? Getting a little sideways, but still beneath the 20 MA. Could be a little tricky. If I was aggressive, I would take this short. Because it looks like a downtrend. So, almost enter, always in short. You would have made a scalp right there if you went short again. It's just not a second entry short, it's just a first entry short. Decent move down. Your runner, as you can see, would have been stopped out and then it kind of went its way. But now you got 2 legs down, looking for that new low. New low just happened. So I could have held this for a swing trade, looking for a new low, bare minimum. Come out with my core position, and then with a runner, hold it for a swing. But, I mean, right now we're just scalping. You know, that scalp, oh, that's 2 times risk reward as well. It's quite beautiful. You know, to hold it from here to at least to make a new low. And you would have got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 point trade right there. And if you had a runner, your runner will be very safe because if your runners break even, or even above this pivot high, you're just going to keep lowering it every pivot high. Or you can use a 20 EMA at this point as your, you know, a couple points above the 20 EMA as your stop loss. You can use that as well. GGGVBB says, good morning from South Africa, 3:30 p.m. here. Our trading range is expanding here. What am I looking for? Am I looking for a long trade reversal, or am I looking to continue to go short here? It really depends on what you think today might be. And if you think today is going to be a strong downtrend, then you look to go short again here. We do have a pivot low here, and you can see we come and test it, and this is a trap trade. The problem is we've already broke trend to make a new low, and this uptrend maybe break a trend to new high. So maybe we're in a new downtrend looking for a new low. The trap does trigger here. If you're very aggressive, you can take that short. Right, fail second entry long. Am I very aggressive right now? I'm pretty content right now with just my one scalp. I mean, I'm happy with one scalp right now. All right, you get stopped out right there if you took that short. You have a potential 2-leg forming here. In my opinion, I don't know. I'll probably wait for a trap trade here to look to come back up to the top of the trading range if we can get it. But this is another second entry short, and instead of taking the second entry short, I might take the trap trade. But instead of coming down and triggering my setup, it just goes up without me. So those who are super eager just entered a higher low setup here on that failed trap. So I feel like my setup is gone, you know, because looking at the price action, seems like the trap that I was waiting for never triggered. Instead, the market moved without me. But believe it or not, there is a small gap here, and these gaps fill up typically very quickly. There's a literal gap between the close of this bar and the open of this bar, right? The bids on this basically is one tick lower than the asks here, which is pretty rare actually, and it typically fills pretty quick if there's even a gap like that. This is a failed second entry long, but I'm not taking it because of this gap right here. I wanted to see it fill first. And also, I feel like the move has already happened, right? That reversal's already happened. That trap trade already happened right here. Right? Those who went short here basically all got stopped out here and a big move up. It is a failed second entry short here above the 20 MA. Signal bar is not good. Barely enough room back to the top of the trading range here from trading range indicator. Plus, this gap is here. Like, this gap should not be here. It should be filled. Second entry short. This looks like it wants to burst up. A little choppy at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping bars. Most likely trying to fill this little gap here. If it doesn't fill that gap, I'll be pretty surprised. Usually these gaps fill very quickly. Needs one more tick down to fill this gap. And finally fills that gap. That little teeny gap was filled, finally. If you guys can see, like, there's actual literal little teeny gap here. Little teeny gap just filled. Well, do I want to go long here? Am I looking for a new high? I don't know. Lower highs here. I don't know if I'm convinced this is like an uptrend or a genuine reversal. Hard to say. It seems like it wants to go back down. I don't know. This is a little confusing. Overlapping bars. Just sitting on my pause. Want the price action to give me a little more clearer story. Palm asks, do you consider wicks a break of trend, or does a body of the candle need to break the trend line? Typically, body needs to break it, and if anything, the wicks breaking through it, if it's just a wick break, then, or like a wick test, then you know, oftentimes you can use that as confirmation of your trend line, right? It's like a failed breakout, right? If it's a wick and it breaks above it, comes back down, it's like a failed breakout. So I don't know. I like to use the bodies. You know, if it's going to be like a first break of trend, you want it to be pretty clear. This is a lower high setup here, but just absolutely confusing right now. Right, in and out of 20 MA, just sitting on my pause. Coming back to the top of the trading range, right? Bottom of the trading range, back to the top of the trading range. Finally come back to the top. After filling that gap, right? That unfinished business is taken care of. Now we go up. Pandas. Break a trend to new high. Top of the trading range. If I was aggressive, I'll take a lower high setup here. Right, we can see a trading range starting to form. Big push up. 2 legs up now, right? With that new high, 2-legged move. A, B, C. If it's a strong bull bar, it might be always in long. Traders might be always in long right now. It needs follow through. With a follow through here, it might be always in long. But look on the higher time frames. We are simply hitting the 20 EMA with a trading range. So you have a B, C pattern on the higher time frames, a 10,000 tick chart, and trading range. So might come back to the bottom trading range. Not sure. 5-minute chart, also beneath the 20 EMA. There is follow through here. Some traders who are strong bulls will come long here, thinking always in long. But the higher time frames, the 20 EMA, because of the 20 EMA blocking it, it's hard for me just to go long here. But always in long trade, as you can see. Now, because of this follow through, people are just always in long. Scalps out, people scalp out. Scalpers already made their money. Big push up. Quite a strong move up on the higher times as well, higher time frames as well. You can see, if you want to know what time frame I'm using, look in the top left of your screen. You can see what time frame I'm using. But you can see here now on the higher time frame, 10,000 tick chart, we were clearly breaking above the 20 EMA. Very strong. It could lead to a reversal, especially with a failed reversal here. So what the setup we might be looking for is a trap trade. A, B, C. Failed signature short. Burst up back maybe to yesterday's or Friday's close. 5-minute as well, clearly breaking above all of the moving averages. Right, the 240 SMA and also the 20 EMA. So I'm not looking to go short right now. I mean, it looks very bullish, especially in the higher time frames. It looks very bullish. And so for me on the smaller time frame, I'm thinking, well, probably long. I'm trying to find a long setup. Now, what are we going to use for our channel? Maybe we can use this as our channel. Something like this. Either this will be our channel, or we can use, it might be a new channel here. We'll see. Let's see how this develops. Going sideways at the moment. Novel says he thinks I need to reload. Let me get a quick chart check from you guys. Does your 2000 tick chart look like my 2000 tick chart? If not, let me know. If yes, let me know. Give me a chart check. The thing is, like, that's kind of an annoying part about the tick charts. You have to, like, confirm. Yeah, okay, thanks, guys, thanks. Thank you. All right, I got it. Thank you so much. You guys are so helpful. Just off a couple ticks. Where and there. All right. Fails against a short, little too overextended. You can go long here if you're a strong bull. It's just it's far away from 20 MA, and also if this is the channel, the top of the channel, it's a little difficult just to go long here, and it kind of strays from the rules, right? You need to be closer to 20 MA here. Right now you're sweating if you enter that trade. And this is why you stick to the rules. Stick to the rules. You just got stopped out if you entered that long. I'm still thinking this is quite a strong move up above the 20 MA, and I'm looking for a reversal on the higher time frames. Making me think we're long, but I need a setup still, pandas. You know, two-leggy something, you know, two-leggy, something like this would be nice. I can get it. Pandas. So it does pop above, and you see how choppy it is. It's basically a failed double top here, micro double top, and it's reversing with a lower high setup. Decent trade to go short, actually, back down to these magnets for a quick scalp. Not thinking strong reversal, but could be a decent trade just to go short. We do have a two-leggy here, but it's floating in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and that is scary. You know, we're not near the 20 MA yet. It's a two-leggy. We can treat it as a failed breakdown of this choppiness, this small trading range. But it's a little aggressive. A little aggressive here. I'll take this long for a failed breakout plus a two-leggy off the 20 MA. The signal bar is not the best, but we got to set up here, and I may extend it thinking that we might come back. We may have another push down. I might scale in one time, so I'm going to just keep my stop loss here. This is my biggest stop loss I would take on any trade, really, but enough room back to the top of the trading range. Also two-leggy off the 20 MA. Thinking failed breakdown of this chop here touches my target. That might be all it gives me. It might reverse here. That might be all it gives me, which is unfortunate because it might stop me out. Might want to skunk this trade because it already touches my target, and oh, comes back up. Already touches my target and reverses. I don't usually like when that happens. Basically creating a perfect scalp setup on the other side. Ooh, I might want to skunk this trade. Alright, I like the follow through here. We'll keep it. Follow through is good here. Strong bull bar. At least trying to get my scalp here. I can protect myself by putting this break even +1. So if it does reverse on me, alright, I'm out of the trade. I skunked that trade. I think it just took a little too long for me. And I would have liked it. The fact that it bounced off right here with a perfect scalp, starting to reverse, it kind of scares me. And so I'm just going to get out of the trade and just move on to the next trade. So I skunked that trade, moving on.
10,000 tick trap.
Trap on a 10,000 tick chart might lead to a very strong uptrend. Very strong uptrend day today again. Quite possible. If you look at the 10,000 tick chart, we do have a trap set up here. As I mentioned, failed second interest short off the 20 MA, big push up. Ends up giving the scalp, but that is just, you know, it's just a little unfortunate. I didn't like how it started to stall out, and, you know, I just skunked it and moved on to the next trade. So, unfortunately, I could have held that and made my scalp, but I just, you know, because it took so long, it took 1, 2, 3, 4 bars for a scalp to finish. Typically, scalps are very quick. And let's just say from experience, I've seen these reverse. Especially if you got break a trend to new high already with a failed trap here. It can reverse very strongly. The higher time frame does create that trap. Makes me feel like we might be a bold trend for the rest of the day. This has been opening reversal within the first 20 minutes of trade of the opening. We could have an opening reversal here, and this is a trap, and this setup is actually very nice. It looks very nice on the 10,000 tick chart to actually go long. You do need follow through on that bar though. All right, I could reload my historical. It seems like it might be a little off. I'll reload my historical. The only problem is it can do some wacky behavior, so I just hope it behaves. Yeah, I could have held that, but man, it just took so long. Hate that. 4 bars it took to finish a scalp. Me frozen for a little bit. All right, there we go. Oh wow, that looks really different. That looks very different actually. This actually ends up being a good signal bar, and it actually takes 1, 2. It still took four bars for the scalp to finish, but that's a pretty good signal bar off the 20 MA. Wow. Okay, that looks different. Looks very different actually. We're still clearly above the 20 MA, but now we're in a trading range. Market's a little confused. I have a bullish bias right now because of we're clearly above the 20 MA. And what we should have reversed right here, we end up not reversing, instead continuing up, making a new high. Right? So we should have reversed here, right? Because we got to break a trend to new high. That's a reversal spot. But instead of reversing, what ends up happening, we stay above, clearly above the 20 MA and made a new high. So we're continuing to make new highs. Right, higher highs, higher lows is the classic definition of an uptrend, and that's what we're doing. So hopefully you can find a setup here. This is just a first entry. If I think we're always in long, I'll just buy this bar. This bar, you know, you could just buy it, and you're always in long at this point. I could have just bought the end of that bar, and that would have been a fine setup for a scalp. Right, that's more of an Al Brooks setup, right? Strong bull bar ending on its high on an uptrend, and you just buy, because you're so confident that even if there is a pullback, it would not be strong, and you can always come out break even with a scale in, or at least break even. You know, at the worst case scenario, you lose the max pain, whatever it is. Usually it's about 2% of your total capital, but you know, that's the worst case scenario if you're, you know, managing your trades properly. But, you know, a very high probability to at least come out break even. So that's why in the always in long, it works. Big push up. Unfortunately, no setup here, right? Not even a sec. You know what? It's actually annoying because this actually is a second entry long. It's an A, B, C. It's a hidden second entry long. Higher, low second entry long. But fortunately, it was hidden. So what I mean by hidden is that typically you need the bar to finish before continuing to count, and the bar doesn't finish here. Right? A, B, C, then goes up. And like I mentioned on the higher time frame, you see this trap here on the higher time frame, and I mentioned this could lead to a very strong reversal, and this is what it's doing right now, and coming back up to yesterday's close, or Friday's close, sorry, leading maybe to an uptrend. Like I said, there was an opening. This could be an opening reversal within the first 20 minutes of trade, and this is what it looks like it's happening on the 10,000 tick chart. The 5-minute chart is really just a straight up move. It's a straight move up. If you're very eager, you can go long here, right? Thinking follow through on the higher time frame, follow through on this bar, and this might be a small pullback for you to enter into long, right? It's risky because you're far away from 20 MA, but if you're aggressive bull, you can go long here, thinking again, if anything does happen, you can always scale in, come up break even. Because if you're in an uptrend, you know, it doesn't matter where you buy, because at the end of it, you know, by the close of the day, it's probably gonna be higher than wherever you bought it throughout the day. And this is what the strong bulls are thinking. You know, so any pullback is a gift for them. Yeah, if you're gonna post something like that, you need to get an article, something like that. Can't just post something like that. You gotta give proof of that. You can't just post random text. There is news at 10 o'clock, so I will be very careful. It does seem like a strong uptrend at the moment, and we might make a double top here. That could be a possibility. Trap trade here. Decent trade to take. Again, it's just far away from 20 MA, but if you're a strong bull, then you're just eager to take any pullback. You scalp out. Strong move up, coming back to Friday's close, which honestly can act as resistance, but I have no idea. From the looks of how strong this uptrend is, it might not even stand. It might just be a strong bull trend day today. Hmm. $10,000 tick chart. Reversals on the 10,000 tick chart are typically very strong. Almost feel like I gotta delete this and make a new trend here. Let's see. Keep it like that. It's pretty aligned with the 20 MA. Kellyanne. Good morning. $10 o'clock news, about 2 more minutes. Will the news continue this uptrend? It might create a pullback and then the uptrend can continue. The thing about news is that it just adds volatility, but the price action still works. So gotta wait. I mean, we can wait for a two-leggy here off the 20 MA, A, B, C. But the problem is that when you're this close to base, this is a resistance area. No matter how you see it, it's a resistance area. So now everyone's waiting. What's going to happen here? Are people, bulls are taking profits at this point, and if enough bulls take profits and they also reverse their position, added along with bears who are just waiting for this resistance, then we can have a reversal at this resistance. And this is what traders are waiting for to see what happens. Coming back to the 20 EMA, could be a first entry long. Market news dropping in 1 second. There's the news. We can see the strong volatility. Be a first entry long here off the 20 EMA and also off our trend line. Not a setup we're looking for. Maybe a higher low setup to go long. Higher low setup maybe to go long. Maybe our setup here. The news looks like it's a little confused, but we'll see. First entry long, no entry for us. I was waiting for a higher low I was waiting for this higher low second entry long A, B, C for me to enter, but instead it just goes straight up, hits its head on yesterday's close. See how it responds. Volatility is still there from the news. This could be a break of trend to new high. If we get a reversal setup, I would like that because we're coming off a resistance. So you increase your chances for these reversal setups to work out. There's a ISM manufacturing numbers right now. Mobamba asks what I use for news. Usually the Forex Factory's very good website. And also for those who use Apex and have the trade copier, it comes along with a plugin that allows you to have news, and they kind of collect the news in that plugin. So I just use that. It's the easiest. I don't have to open like a website. It's all within NinjaTrader. We are bouncing off this resistance. You know, this is a nice bounce currently. It makes bulls wonder if they want to go long here. It makes bears wonder if they want to come in a lower high, second entry short. The best setup here is a fail second entry long. That is the best setup. Right, we have a break of trend to new high. A, B, C. Right, A, B, C. Fail second entry long. Reversal underneath the 20 MA preferably, but we'll see what happens. Eager bears are entering short right there. Starting to look like a limit order market. Clearly above the 20 MA. The 20 MA, the angle of 20 MA is very, like, you know, it's not as strong as anymore. It's kind of getting flatter, but it was pointing upwards. Just waiting for my setup. This is a second entry long. The only reason why I don't like this is because we have a break of trend to new high at resistance. And this is why I'm not going to go long here. Very good signal bar though. If you were to go long, that's a very good signal bar. Excellent signal bar. But for me, if we get a trap trade coming off resistance like this, then I gotta take this reversal. Do not copy my trades. I have to try to take this reversal. It looks like a very strong uptrend, I know. But I'm going to trade off this reversal here with the resistance. Do not copy my trades. This is not looking good. I don't even want this reversal, but if you're coming off resistance like that, it's so tempting to go short here. Currently micro double bottom. It might launch here, which it would make me happy, so I don't even get tempted by this. It's gonna sit on my pause. I don't like how bullish this looks. I mean, it still looks very bullish. You can see the 20 MA, and it's kind of still going upwards, pointing upwards. Kind of hard to short this, but I don't want to go long here coming off of resistance, bouncing off of it, potentially creating a trap off of resistance. I mean, this is one of those trades you want to go short and hold it for a nice swing trade. But the uptrend is just so strong, it's just hard to think that it's going to reverse on a dime. Ends up scalping out, going long. Yeah, it's confusing. Right, break a trend to new high, already created, coming off a key area. And so I wasn't thinking, you know, that this is where it gets confusing. You know, this is where things always get confusing, near these breakout areas. You know, so where we're going to reverse off that resistance, which obviously resistance here, double top, or where we're gonna continue and break out, and that is the question. And it was, you know, it seems like it's answered now. It seems like we're going up. Reload again? You know what's happening? It has to be this. It has to be this. Let me take this off. Big push up. Unfortunate. You know, that just gets confusing. I mean, we are in an uptrend, but man, hitting that resistance, and it just was confusing. It's just confusing. I mean, it looked very bullish, but to me, I just got a little scared because if you bounce off resistance like that, you know, I pay attention. Wow. Ah, yeah, that, man, it looks so different. It looks so different. It's unfortunate again. I'm looking for a new trend line because the price action here seems to suggest we are in a strong uptrend, and I want to capture it. So we have this hit here and this hit here now. That means that includes all of this price action over here. Unfortunate. Ah, missed all of that. Ends up being a nice second entry long. A, B, C. Good signal bar off the 20 EMA. Would I still look for a reversal here? I mean, still, the case is true where we hit the top with a wedge actually now. Break a trend to new high. Uptrend is so strong. Tough, tough, tough. Turtle says, on mine I can make a spike in channel. Your big bars are full and mine are wicks. Huh. Not sure. Second entry long. A, B, C. Are you looking for a second entry long off the 20 MA? Sure. If it's off yesterday's close as well, I'll take that. Right, you're basically treating resistance now as support, but we need a setup. Two leggy off of the 20 MA, off of this support, off of this key area, yesterday's or Friday's close. I'll take a second entry long here. If the market gives it to us. Let's see if we get this second entry short here off the 20 MA. It is late in trend now, so there is risk there. Hey, but the market's going up. Go long, right? The market's being a little stingy here. There's little teeny weeny bars here, and now we're breaking out. Unfortunately, we don't get a setup. don't get a setup. Absolutely painful. I mean, it would have been nice if we at least come back. I mean, there's actually a big gap here. You know, huge gap here. Just fill, bounces off of it. There's a gap here now, which is kind of amazing. Right? Doesn't even come touch the previous pivot. This might show strong bullishness. If we continue to go up, shows how strong this move is. Maybe we can use it as a launching pad. We just need our setup though. David says go for the 1.5 entry setup. Maybe a hidden. Maybe that's a hidden second entry. All news is good news right now in the market. It seems like. Raise the interest rates. Stock market goes up. Recession. Stock market goes up. Inflation. Stock market goes up. Quantitative easing or tightening. Market goes up. Can of Spam costs $10. Gas per gallon $6. Stock market goes up. Doesn't matter. All news is good news. Timothy Chapo says it's a recession that identifies as a bull market. Hey, that's what it seems like it's happening. It's a second entry long, but it does not look good. It's not near any key area. It's actually coming to the top of this resistance. It's not a setup I can take, unfortunately. Again, it's super frustrating. I need a setup. I need a setup. And I'm not going to do anything unless I get a setup. Patrick Collier says, what quantitative tightening? Look at the Fed balance sheet, no tightening at all. I think it's tightening because they are selling like their mortgage-backed securities. They're selling their, they're selling in whatever they have in their in the bonds, whatever. Selling these things. Second entry long, but just absolutely in the middle of nowhere. Also, clear resistance areas here. Not enough room. See what happens. Maybe in traces, it's not being reduced. They are replenishing the ones expired. They are lying to people. All right, I mean, what do I know? What I know. I really think it's kind of crazy that there is a stop inflation bill. It's absolutely bewildering thinking that spending more money will decrease inflation. It just boggles my mind. I obviously don't know the intricacies of this bill, and I didn't look into it. But just at a 1,000-foot view, bird's eye view, just looking at it in general, the whole reason why we have inflation is because overspending from the government. And now they want to try to stop that inflation by more spending. Can someone explain that to me? I don't know. Someone who knows a little bit, someone a little higher IQ than this panda. Can you explain that to me? I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I am just a panda. What do I know? Truly, all I do is eat bamboo. But bamboo these days has been costing lots of money. Alright, so this is why if you took that long, you lose that trade far away from 20 MA. Got stopped out again. So this is why we stay away from those trades. Coming back to fill this gap here, you can see that there's a gap between this pivot high and this pivot low. That should not exist. I mean, if it does exist, it just shows that this is a super strong uptrend. But typically gaps fill, and so that's why these act as magnets. So I think we're gonna come back down to maybe at least fill this gap, or maybe test the close. We do have this failed trap here in a reversal trade. We could be in a downtrend right now. Hard to say just because we're clearly above 20 MA here, and we finally break through it. And I mean, we're still in our channel. I don't know. All right, we filled the gap. Gap no longer there. Coming down to test. If this happened around this area, I would have loved to go long. But since it's happening here, now it's a little tricky. I don't know. I don't know if this is what this is anymore. I see this as a first break of trend at the moment. Whew, coming down. Now we're going to fill this gap. Let's see how it reacts here. I'm curious how it's going to react off of this gap once it fills. If it breaks below this pivot low, then obviously it's no longer a thing. But if we stay within this range here, then I'm curious to see what happens. If we bounce off here and have a higher low setup, then I will consider first break of trend. I will look for something like this, a fail second entry short to go back long. That's my setup. That's what I'm looking for. Looking for a new high, because this will be first break of trend according to my trend line here. With 1, 2, 3 hits, this will be first break of trend. But depends on. I mean, with this many bear bars in a row, you gotta ask yourself: is is this a downtrend? And if it's a downtrend, this is not the setup you're looking for. You're just looking simply for the most simple setup that we always look for. Just a second entry short to continue this downtrend. While this price action is developing, let me just tell you, for those who are new, welcome to my channel. For a lot of you guys who are here, you guys know about the two-legged pullback, and you want to see the two-legged pullback scalped live every single day, and that's what we do here on this channel. We use also pure price action to read the markets. We also have the indicators, the two-legged pullback indicator, as you can see with these numbers here, and also the trading range indicator, as you can see with these lines here. If you want more information about either of those things, you can go to the official website at www.twoleggedpullback.com. All right, we just broke below here, so I'm thinking no longer valid. This is a downtrend, pandas. When it looks like this is not something you think it's like a first break of trend. When you see this many bear bars in a row, you're thinking possibly reversal here. But also notice on the higher time frames, we are hitting basically this trading range on the 10,000 tick chart. The 5-minute chart is coming back to the 20 EMA here. Could bounce off of it. We're hitting a 240 SMA on the... this many bear bars, you got to think there's follow through. No matter what happens, with any pullback, you're thinking there's follow through for a new low. And that's probably what's going to happen because this is such a strong move down. Pandas. Also, we trade 100% risk-free using Apex funded traders. So you get to keep the profits. If you pass the evaluations, then you get to get a funded account, which is what we trade here every single day. So we're trading 100% risk-free. It is real money, but it is risk-free money because none of your personal capital gets involved. So we're trading Apex money right now. Getting that bamboo. Kellyanne says, no entry for us until it pulls back to EMA. And she's yelling because she's trying to tell herself that, trying to prevent herself from trying to enter this trade prematurely, this trend. But with such a strong bear move like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bear bars in a row, you're thinking with any pullback, there's going to be follow through. And if you're interested in Apex, there is a coupon 50% off. BBM50. See, this is that small pullback, right? Always in short. Even if you sold here, you sell again the close of this bar, sell again, close of this bar. Doesn't matter. You're always in short, and you can at least come out break even, or even with a scalp. Amazing. So now we are getting a little sideways, right? This looks different than this. Something's changing. Are we in continuation? The 50% code will probably last for this quarter. I can give you the exact date. I have to look it up though. But probably about 2-3 months. Day trading like a predator. See you later. The problem is here, pandas, now we're balancing off the 240 SMA, right? Because all the way down, hits the 240 SMA, starts bouncing back up. Higher time frames, 5-minute chart, we're balancing off the 20 EMA here. But that's a strong bear bar, ending on its low. There's some follow through, but it needs to close beneath this. Close. 10,000 tick chart. Yeah, I'm thinking one more leg down on 10,000 tick chart. Looks something like this. Going short here, 2-legged pullback. Don't copy my trades. Sorry, I'm muted because I'm eating. I don't want to like slobber into the mic for you guys. Let's go, baby! Getting that bamboo, I'm feeling good. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy, easy money. There were some things to worry about there because we have the 240 SMA bouncing off of it. We're clearly beneath the 20 MA. The risk was not large. You know, it was maybe 2.5 point risk. And potential make a new low. So this is what I'm saying. Where you have such a move down, you're thinking new low will be made. And we have a two-leggy. And new low was made. So now you're wondering, are we going to reverse here? And that is absolutely incredible. That the 10,000 tick chart traps the other way, right? We have a trap here. This is actually a trap on 10,000 tick chart. And this is what I was saying, that most likely we'll have a leg up and then another push down, which is what I'm saying. We need one more push down on a 10,000 tick chart. So, and this is what's happening. We do have that second leg down. The 5-minute chart, we're still kind of around the 20 EMA. Another leg down here. Whew. A, B, C, low or high. Right, just two legs down. Typically what you look for. The thing is that makes this look like a strong downtrend is obviously the spiking channel that's starting to form. Big spike down. Now starting to go a little sideways, but it is a spiking channel. Where is the channel? It's still developing. We need another pullback on the channel. Well, the reason why I think it's so strong is because look at this pullback. The pullback doesn't even come to the 20 EMA, doesn't even touch it. Makes it look like a very strong move down here. Also, the fact that 10,000 tick chart does create a trap, right? Creates a trap here, big push up, creates another trap on the other way, big push, could be a big push down, making a new low here. Could be testing the lows of the day. Very possible. Wayne Bicknell says, okay, folks, I have not qualified for a withdrawal from Apex. My first. Let's go, baby. Hey, show some love to Wayne Bicknell. Especially your panda. Show him some love. Lovechat.xyz showing some love to Wayne Bicknell. Goodbye. Let's go, baby. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Wayne Bignell says, I can now go to this adult dating site. It's his dream. Turtle says, I still can't even pass an eval. I'm slowly grinding more red. Hey, I mean, at least you're grinding it, so I think as long as you're sticking to the rules and mastering this setup, there's nothing to be ashamed of, to be honest. You know, if you're thinking long term, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how quick money you can make. It's about being consistent. I honestly rather be consistently just making $1,000 on one account every month than like $10,000 one month, then negative $5,000 the next month, and just keep going back and forth, because it's just a matter of time until you bust your account. If you have those huge swings. And also, like, if you think about professional trading, it's just like, if you're like a few months in, it's just kind of like the expectations are like TikTok and all of social media makes it look like it's super easy, but the expectation honestly should be a few years of trading to feel consistent, to just feel consistent. Many years. Al Brooks took 10 years to become profitable. Some, I've heard stories, 7, 8 years. First entry short off the 20 MA. Now finally actually touching the 20 MA. No follow through on that reversal on 10,000 tick chart. Making the bears worried. The 5-minute chart still kind of playing around the 20 MA. Do I want to take another 2-leggy here to go short? Kind of want to. The main reason being is because now we have like this, right? This support is now maybe acting as resistance. I just want to see how this forms here. A, B, C. Two-leggy here. Don't want to take it. It's a little tricky. It's a little tricky. Because we do have a breaker trend to new low. And now we're above like this. We're above this pivot. Right, where I was thinking it can act as like a resistance. Right, support to resistance. But now we're kind of above it, closing above it. We're above the 20 MA. A little tricky here. I'm not sure. Not sure what to make of it because this is a reversal area. Just not sure what to make of this. It could turn to a spike in channel here. It's just not confirmed. Decent signal bar. Oh, decent entry bar rather. Notice I just made this trend line, so it's not confirmed. A lower high setup I'll be more interested in. Just because I'm unsure if this is actually going to continue, but that's a good entry bar. Remember again, this is a reversal area, right? Break a trend to new low. This is a reversal area, and so it's hard to go short if you're expecting a reversal in this spot. Maybe with a lower high setup here, I'll be interested going short. If we're staying within this trend line. You're sweating right now if you took that short, right? Because that's not what you're expecting. Oh, that's a very disappointing bar. Right, you're in the trade down here, but the bar just printed like this. You're thinking you're gonna get stopped out at any moment. Lower high setup here, potentially. Confusing. So you just got stopped out if you took that short. And this trap trade was actually the trade, right? The reversal setup that you should have waited for. Did I want it? I mean, actually, it looked pretty good. I should have taken the reversal right there. That's what I was expecting. You would have been able to scalp out right there as well. No follow through on that reversal setup. Things are getting choppy and a bit confusing now. Kellyanne with some encouragement saying, guys, those evals are hard to pass. Don't be so hard on yourself. I have failed within $20 of target and busted my funded accounts. Ooh. The day I got them activated. Crap happens when you are learning. It's true. It is true. All true. I've actually gotten one tick. I've busted eval accounts one tick away. Like I was one tick away, and I was just waiting for the tick to fill, and it reversed strongly on me, and it completely busted me. It was crazy. We have a second entry short here, and it's above the 20 MA. This looks like it's going upwards. It's weird. It's confusing. It's choppy. It's not good price action. It's a limit order market. It's confusing to me. Just watching this for the moment.
10,000 tick trap.
I don't know. I might take this trap trade to the long side. It's just on the higher time frames, you can see the 10,000 tick chart. The 20 EMA is acting as resistance. The 5-minute chart just going in and out of the 20 EMA. A little confusing. Passing that. Cancel. Cancel, cancel, cancel. This could be a break of trend to new high. Looking for a reversal to go short here. Strong bull bar ending on high. Trap trade to the long side. Gives you a nice scalp. Perfect scalp currently. Nice scalp. I just didn't like it how basically the 20 EMA was acting as resistance right there. The 5-minute has a second leg up. Now I'm thinking for a second leg down. Thinking for 2 pushes down here. On the 5-minute chart. It's just confusing. It's getting too choppy. Kellyanne, smart trading, saying I don't like any of this. We need a new low and a new high. That's when things get really confusing, and I will wait until the direction is more clear. I'm gonna need some more bamboo. 1 second. Alright, pandas. Another scalp going up. Strong move up here. It's a fail signature short. A, B, C. Short, fails, reverses. Looks like we're coming back up to yesterday's close, Friday's close. 10,000 tick chart, trading range indicator giving us a nice trading range. 5-minute chart. Who knows what's happening here on a 5-minute? Only Albrooks knows here. There's a gap here on the 5-minute. Two gaps here. We're trading between the gaps on the 5-minute chart. That can create the trading range for us. Top of the trading range on the 10,000 tick chart. It's just a little confusing. I mean, it's confusing because when you look at the price action, you're like kind of between pivots. So you're wondering, well, is this going to go higher or is it going to go lower? Like, are we in this downtrend here or are we in the uptrend? This is why trading is confusing in the trading range. Because there is a good case for both sides. That's why it's confusing. Whenever there's a good case on both sides, that's typically when you stop trading. Jaden Saint says, Michael Chin is a Giga Chad. Top G. Rashid, let's see if there's something wrong with the two-legged indicator. Charts are F today for some reason. Just went long. No, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's acting normal to me. Al Brooks. Yeah. Animal Kingdom. It's Al Brooks, AL. Just in case you're seriously wondering how it's spelled. Wayne Big Nose? What? Rashid says, your trap 5's trap 6. Not sure. Press F12. Or, sorry, I mean, it's F12 for me, but reload your scripts. You can do that by right-clicking. It says reload ninja script. Okay, we end up hitting yesterday's close. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Maybe looking for a new high. I'm not sure. Is this like a first break of trend, a new high type thing? First break of trend here. Get 2 legs up. I was expecting 2 legs down. We had 2 legs up here. Expect 2 legs down, typically. No setup for me. This is very hard to get into. As in, like, you're waiting for a setup. And for you to enter any of these is kind of random. Maybe always in long starting from here. And you can see that you can at least scalp out. And you stop going always in long once you see this. But if you did go always in long, even here, you still made money. So you know the bulls are strong here. Michael Chin in the house. I'm actually a better trade than buy my money. However, I gotta give credit to his money management. Oh, Michael Chin, silly boy. Joe says, I'm in his Discord, huh? Still has a Discord, huh? Guess he's just not promoting it anymore? Just trying to find my channel here. This is weird. I can't make a channel off of this. Really tight channel, something like this maybe. Pandas. Make sure you guys know that tomorrow there is news at 10 o'clock. We're just hanging out here. No setups for me. This one's even confusing because you have all these overlapping bars. Confusing, little difficult, big risk. Right, about 4-point risk here, 4.5 points risk. 1, 2, 3, 4.5 points. Absolutely incredible. And it all started with this reversal setup here. Strong bull trend. I mean, there's no denying that. I'm always in long still on this bull trend. Curious to see what happens here. It's such a strong move up. You're thinking it's just gonna break through it without any regard. Jeff, congrats, Jeff. Yep, if you already got to the eval, like if you finish your eval, and you still have more days to trade, because you have there's a minimum of 10 days trading. You gotta trade micros. In my opinion, there's no reason not to. And if you're so eager to trade, hey, open a new one, open a new eval, and start again. I think that's probably better than breaking or losing, the current eval that you have. So, plus you have the trade copier. So if you do get them both passed sooner or later, you can just trade them both as one account, basically. This might be a doji day today, to be honest. It feels like yesterday's or Friday's close is acting as a magnet pretty much all day. Like even acted as a magnet here, came back here, bounced off of it, came up, broke through it, come back up into it. So we're going in and out of yesterday's or Friday's close. Can be the magnet for today, and that means if you end at the previous day's close, essentially what you create on the daily chart is a doji bar. Pandas, make sure you guys scalp that like button. But it seems like we're not going to have much action from here on out. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. Thanks for joining, everybody. I really appreciate everyone joining. And trade every single day here at 9:15. Live. Two-legged pullbacks on the E-minis. And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. As always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.
Thank you.